Good morning, everybody. It's a beautiful early March day, and we are getting ready to plant our high tunnel. So we got a few things we're going to plant in there today. We're going to plant potatoes, peas, we're going to do some lettuce. I think we might even have some broccoli starts that we're going to put in there. And, peas. Peas are the other thing we're going to plant today. So let's get started. Okay, so here we are in our high tunnel. I'm going to show you what we've got for winter. Well, for winter, we obviously took all the dead plants out. We've mulched everything with a nice bedding of leaves. We do have some cow manure that we're going to be spreading in here. We don't make enough of our own compost because we don't have enough animals at this point. But this is what we're going to be starting with. So in our high tunnel, we have a removable back window. We don't have any vents in here yet. That's something we eventually want to do, is maybe some solar powered vents. And then we have the one front door, and we can pin that door open for ventilation. It's about 93 degrees in here right now. It's about 43 degrees roughly outside. So on the back of the greenhouse, here we have our removable window. And this simply removes very simply with, just made our little wood latches. It also conveniently fits in the bottom of where the front door opens, and that way it keeps any animals from getting here, especially the dog. So we are going to start in the back. We're going to do 2 rows of potatoes here. We're going to start by making a trench. Then we'll put our compost in there, work it in, and then we'll plant our potatoes. We're going to be using actually organic store-bought potatoes that we got a while ago. We placed them in the basement with some onions next to them to get them to start sprouting. So we're going to loosen the soil a little bit with our pitchfork. We're just making a nice little trench. So you can see we have our trench dug. We're going to put the composted cow manure in here next. Then we're going to mix in a little of the bone meal, and then we'll start planting. Now we're going to put some bone meal in. Okay, so we're going to mix that in a little bit. These are our heads for our sprinkler system that we have in here. Once it gets warm out and we're running on our rainwater harvesting tanks, we'll turn that system on. It makes it a lot easier to take care of everything. Okay, this trench is ready for planting. So these are our potatoes. These are organic grocery store potatoes that we bought. We placed an onion in with these to get them to start to germinate, which they're doing now. This is what we're going to plant. Okay, we are going to start planting. We're going to use the whole potato. You could cut these in half as long as you leave a couple eyes on each piece, but we have plenty of potatoes, so we're just going to plant the whole thing. We're going to start in the back row. We're going to plant our white potatoes in the back row. We're going to do our red potatoes in the front row once we make that row. As these start to grow and become plants out of the ground, we'll start slowly working the dirt back around them to mound it up to keep everything fully covered. So the next thing we're going to plant is we're going to plant peas. We're going to do a sugar snap pea behind our cattle panel here, and they'll grow up this panel nicely. They actually end up growing all the way up to the roof here, so we're going to have to add an extension once they get tall enough. But we're just going to scrape away the leaves, and then we're going to just plant those directly in the ground. This is what we are planting today. These are Baker Creek Sugar Daddy peas. These are edible pods, springless pod. This is what's going to go in. So in the front side of our high tunnel here, we're going to put 2 rows of onions. We're going to use sets for those. We have seed onions that we started in the house. Those will be for outside when the weather gets warmer. For now, we're going to put the sets in here. Sometimes it's just easier to get your hands dirty. These are the first seeds we're planting, the yellow Stuttgarter. This is what the sets look like. We're going to stick those in the ground, making sure that the pointy side is facing up, because you'll see the little roots on the bottom of them. Spacing them out right now. So we have our second row prepped. Got the composted counter in there, and we have the bone meal in there. We have it worked in. In this row, we're going to do a white Ebenezer. Now as these start to grow and get taller, we will rake all these leaves and organic matter over the top to help retain moisture. It is warm in here. I am sweating. It is probably 90 degrees in here, even with the front door and the window open. Probably 45 degrees outside right now, but it's a bright sunny day and this really warms up nicely. lettuce we're planting. We're also going to try a few of the seedlings that we had started inside. Might be a little bit early, but we'll see what happens. So these we started inside. So we're going to be careful, pull those apart best we can, and start those down between the end of the greenhouse and the first pole. Very tiny seeds. That's it. So now we're going to plant a couple of our broccoli. Might be a little early for those. This is kind of an experiment also. These are our starts here that we grew in the house.
Stake to mark where it is.
1 down, 5 to go. Hardest part is not stepping on these while they're small.
That's why we put a little stick next to them, so we remember where they are.
Yeah, I got big feet. I don't always see the stick. That's the last one. We'll leave these uncovered during the day. We may cover them at night with a secondary cover to protect them. And that's it. We're done planting for today. So we're going to use these tubs to cover our broccoli at night. We'll just stick these over the plants and take them off in the morning. And that should protect them, hopefully, from the cold weather. Okay, so we're done planting for today. We're going to have to water all this in really nicely. But as we take a look in here, we have our 2 rows of potatoes. We have our back row of peas. Our front row of lettuce. With our 2 rows of onion and our 6 broccoli seedlings. Need 150 feet. We're going to give everything a good soaking. all finished with our initial watering. It's nice and soaked. This is how our back window fits into the lower part of where our front door opening is. So now everything's sealed off. We've got nice cross ventilation going through. The only problem is we have to do this manually. So if it is a sunny day, we have to make sure we monitor the temperature and come out here and ventilate when we need to. So that is our planting day for our high tunnel. We've got everything in that we wanted to, and now we just have to sit back and wait. We should see some germination within the next couple weeks, and this will give us a jump on some of our crops for the year. So until next time, we hope all your days are sunny side up.